Evan's girlfriend was a social media addict, constantly dragging him into the latest viral trends. "Evan," she teased, "you're a whole year older than me. Why didn't you visit when I was born? Don't you love me?" Evan chuckled awkwardly, playing along until he noticed his usually stoic Uncle Alex lingering nearby. "Uncle Alex," he called. "How would you answer that?" The man who rarely cracked a smile replied, "I did visit." His gaze drifted toward me as he added, "In fact, I held her when she was a baby." Chapter 1. Lily and Evan grew up as childhood sweethearts. For 2 decades, everyone from our parents to mutual friends assumed we were destined to be together. When our families proposed an arranged marriage at 18, I secretly welcomed the idea, though we postponed formal engagement due to our youth. Attending the same university only deepened our connection. Our relationship hovered in that ambiguous space between friendship and romance. Campus whispers speculated about our inevitable union, and I let myself believe it too. Then came that winter sophomore year when Evan burst into my dorm, eyes sparkling. "Lily, I met someone." "Not me." His exhilaration made it clear 20 years of shared history held no romantic charge for him. Those casual hugs and study sessions? Just friendship in his eyes. I swallowed my pride and stepped back. The girl was pretty in a middle-class princess sort of way. All bubbly entitlement from being overly sheltered. Evan paraded Emily through our social circles with relentless enthusiasm. Our mutual friends exchanged pitying glances, certain this was a passing phase. "Don't worry, Lily," they'd whisper. "He'll come crawling back when the novelty wears off." 2 years later, they're still together. My father fumes about the Collins family's betrayal, while mother maintains diplomatic calm. Our Lily won't die an old maid. She soothes, though I catch her wistful glances at the Brooks-Collins merger contracts gathering dust. Tonight's birthday bash at the rooftop lounge forces us into uneasy proximity. Emily's presence transforms our inside jokes into landmines. I've avoided Evan since their relationship became serious, but our digital footprint remains years of flirty banter preserved in text threads and Instagram comments. When Emily inevitably scrolls through his phone tonight, I'll become the villain in their love story. Emily Parker wanted to integrate into Evan's social circle, which inevitably meant she'd hear about me. Those childhood friends from wealthy families always maintain slight exclusivity. Someone must have whispered things about me to her. I understood this dynamic, which was why I distanced myself from Evan. On his birthday, I'd intended to drop off the gift and leave immediately. But as I entered, my gaze caught a familiar figure across the room. My phone lit up with a message at that exact moment. After reading it, I quietly found a seat. "Lily, you came?" Evan looked pleasantly surprised. "I heard you've been shadowing your father at Brooks Corp lately. Didn't think you'd have time." I smiled, handing him the wrapped gift. "Happy birthday, Lily." Emily's voice chimed in, her custom-made pink evening gown worth 6 figures rustling as she tilted her head. "Haven't seen you in forever. Going for the mature look now? Almost like you're pushing 30. The permed hair framed her face with calculated playfulness. This wasn't poor social awareness, Emily knew exactly what she was doing. I glanced down at my tailored pantsuit. "Is that so? Guess I'm channeling my inner CEO then." Evan attempted mediation. "Lily, Emmy's just joking. Don't take it seriously." As if her words could dent my armor. Not everyone earns real estate in my thoughts. Though seated across the room, my 20/20 vision and sharp hearing caught their exchange. Emily, likely inspired by some viral TikTok trend, suddenly declared, "Evan, you're a whole year older. Why weren't you there when I was born? Don't you love me?" Laughter rippled through their group. Someone heckled, "Yeah, Collins. Why didn't you bring baby formula to your future girlfriend's delivery room?" The teasing held no malice. With her girl-next-door charm and 2-year relationship with Evan, Emily had carved her niche here. Her social game was strong. Evan grinned. Probably getting my diapers changed while Mom lectured me about finishing milk. More laughter erupted. Noticing his uncle still present, Evan called out, "Uncle Alex." How would you answer that? Alexander Collins, 5 years our senior yet light years ahead in accomplishments, turned. The accidental miracle baby of the Collins family commanded respect even from other heirs. We'd all grown up addressing him as uncle. Evan clearly wanted to see how his notoriously serious uncle would handle the absurd question. Someone chuckled. Cut the man some slack. Evan. When would Mr. Workaholic have time for dating? Then Alex spoke. I did visit. The room stilled. The man known for boardroom precision rather than humor continued softly. Not only visited. I held her as an infant. His gaze burned into me as the group exploded in laughter. Damn, Uncle Alex. Didn't know you could meme. No one took it seriously. Except me. Alex's stare remained even when I refused eye contact. Brazen as sunlight through courtroom blinds. Later, I found my car in the parking garage. The driver looked uneasy as I opened the door to find Alex already inside. Mind giving me a lift? His baritone held amusement. Came without my wheels tonight. The door clicked shut. His breath warmed my neck as he leaned closer. Feigning drunkenness. Forgot my way home. Miss Brooks. Would you harbor this lost soul tonight? Staring at rain-streaked windows. I remembered 2 years ago, the night Evan announced his relationship on Instagram. The pain had been real. He'd mentioned meeting someone special weeks prior. But seeing their couple photos with mutual friends. What truly blindsided me happened simultaneously, Alex showing up at my penthouse with takeout. Saying nothing as I ugly cried into his Armani suit. Maybe Evan just wanted to showcase his affection for his girlfriend. But our social circle had no shortage of people who resented me. During that period, snide remarks inevitably surfaced. Whether I appeared affected or indifferent, the mockery persisted. Alex chose this precise moment to return stateside. He'd been overseeing a project in New York that wasn't yet completed. Yet there he stood before me in unavoidable presence when I least wanted to encounter anyone from the Collins family. Ever considered joining me in the States for a change of scenery? He proposed during winter break. I blinked, uncomprehending. For as long as I could remember, both Evan and I had maintained a healthy wariness of this uncle only 5 years our senior. Alex had always existed on a different plane, genetically blessed. Intimidatingly accomplished. His gravitational pull attracting admirers both professional and romantic since adolescence. Our interactions had been scarce. Mediated primarily through Evan. His invitation defied understanding. Do you still have feelings for Evan? He inquired. The silence stretched between us. Not that it matters. He continued smoothly. He's merely one man among billions you'll encounter. I couldn't tell if this constituted comfort or clinical analysis. When someone prioritizes others over you, Alex said, meeting my gaze with unsettling directness. Have you considered redirecting your affections? A beat. Perhaps toward me? Shock momentarily eclipsed heartache. Tears I'd been restraining spilled over. Met with the crisp white of his handkerchief. Tears are wasted on unworthy recipients. He murmured, then added with unexpected dryness. Though one could argue they're an efficient detox method. The absurdity startled a laugh from me. This wasn't the Alex I knew. If family alliances motivated your initial choice, he continued, my qualifications surpass Evan's by measurable margins. The understatement of the century. Alex was the Collins heir apparent, while Evan lacked both the ambition and strategic acumen of his uncle. If pure sentiment guided you, he pressed. Evan forfeited his claim through negligence. My proposition involves no ethical breach. My decision to accompany him to New York stemmed less from romantic consideration than professional curiosity. Planning to join your family corporation after graduation? He'd asked. Care to observe international negotiations firsthand? For 2 weeks, Alex mentored me with clinical detachment. I witnessed his mastery of boardroom politics, his uncanny ability to distill complex deals into elegant solutions. Objectively speaking, aligning with Alex offered superior strategic advantages. On our final evening, the hotel bar's amber lighting cast honeyed shadows across his features. There's the matter of Evan being your nephew, I ventured, swirling my drink. Alex's expression remained impassive. Poor sportsmanship warrants consequences. Becoming his aunt would resolve the hierarchy quite neatly. The proposition hung between us. Audacious yet perversely logical. May I ask? I hesitated. Then met his gaze. What's your actual opinion of me? He leaned forward, cufflinks catching the low light. You've always asked the wrong questions, Lily. The pertinent inquiry isn't about my perceptions, but what you're willing to claim for yourself. His smile held the sharpness of a freshly inked contract. Shall we discuss terms? Are you asking if I'm pursuing you out of interest or something else? Alex retorted. Before I could respond, he continued. Lily, a 5-year age gap isn't that significant. Besides Evan, haven't we been childhood friends too? I froze. Being a few years older, Alex said softly. After you started kindergarten, you often came to play with Evan. When the adults were busy, both of you used to cling to me. Remember? His words stirred my memories. It seems children always gravitate towards older playmates. Both Evan and I had constantly followed Alex around in our youth. But as years passed, Alex became consumed with academic pursuits and later career ambitions, emerging as an exceptional achiever among his peers. Naturally, our relationship evolved. When you graduated high school, Alex shifted the conversation. My elder brother and his wife hoped you'd become their daughter-in-law. Discussing engagement plans with your parents. Back then, you and Evan shared that innocent childhood bond. His tone changed. But Lily, he's the one who stepped away first. Even as his uncle, pursuing an available woman isn't unethical. Is it? Alex drove me home. During his 2-week stay in New York, he maintained impeccable boundaries. That Lunar New Year when Evan's family avoided visiting due to his relationship drama, the Collins family sent Alex as their representative. Amid the crowded gathering, no one noticed when he whispered in my bedroom, Lily, have you considered my proposal? Alex, did you really visit me on the day I was born? I suddenly recalled this detail after returning to my apartment. His lips trailed along my neck as he chuckled. Warm breath ghosting over my skin. Thought I was joking with them? Evan was barely 2 months old then. My brother was busy. And my sister-in-law was recovering. My parents brought me to the hospital to see you. His voice deepened. Though truthfully, I was the only one genuinely there for you. Their visit carried diplomatic formalities. His teeth grazed my earlobe. As for whether I held you as a child, you remember. Don't you? During our most clingy phase with Alex, I'd constantly demand piggyback rides. But human connections shift with time. Childhood attachment turned to respectful distance as we grew. Until now when we found ourselves kissing in moonlit silence. That spring festival, though I never verbally consented, Alex understood my silent acquiescence. His courtship unfolded discreetly yet persistently. From the moment Evan chose another, his position in my heart gradually shifted. Affection requires reciprocity. I couldn't remain devoted to a taken man. Nor could I resist Alex's thoughtful advances. The void in my heart found new occupancy. We made it official the summer before last. Half a year after Evan's relationship began. When he and his girlfriend organized a group trip, I declined. This spawned misunderstandings. Emily and mutual friends assumed unresolved feelings for Evan. In reality, I simply couldn't abandon my boyfriend for their invitation. Our relationship progressed naturally, hand-holding evolving into kisses. then deeper intimacy. Tonight marked our reunion after Alex's 2-week business trip. Perched on his lap, our kisses conveyed pent-up longing. But his wandering hands betrayed professional decorum, reigniting familiar flames. Moonlight filtered through trembling wind chimes, flowers on my coffee table, delicate petals quivering in the night breeze. With graduation approaching, I've been consumed by family business responsibilities. My father insists I master corporate leadership, having entrusted me with major projects since last year. Between thesis deadlines and boardroom demands, sleep became luxury. Dawn's alarm found me trapped in Alex's embrace. "Why rise so early?" His sleep-roughened voice protested, arms tightening around my waist. "Stay. I've work, Mr. Collins," I coaxed, extracting myself. "This project's crucial, no distractions." His chuckle rumbled against my back. "Need consulting? Company secrets." I mock scolded. Even boyfriends get clearance denials. Since our relationship began, Alex has mentored me professionally, but this marks my first solo assignment from father. I won't falter. He watched amusedly as I applied makeup, eventually joining me in the kitchen. Within minutes, he transformed breakfast into art: avocado rose garnishing smoked salmon croissants, fresh berries cascading over chia parfaits. Sometimes I wonder why Alex chose me. Not from insecurity, but genuine curiosity. His options seem limitless, given the parade of women who've pursued him. Catching my contemplative stare over coffee, he answered quietly, "The same reason your eyes only saw Evan for years. My vision's always been singular, then and now." He still seems a bit bothered about his nephew. The air carried faint acidity. Falling for Alex wasn't difficult. Just as I'd always believed emotions should be mutual. Before leaving, I made sure to kiss him goodbye. Alex mentioned, "My schedule's clear lately. I'll be staying at your place." Initially, he'd occupied the guest room during that rainy night last year when he nursed me through fever. His belongings gradually multiplied until one night, overwhelmed by the urge to hold him, I'd invited him into my bed permanently. My recent workload left little time for dates, even school matters got squeezed into spare moments. Our romantic encounters became confined to bedroom hours. Thankfully, he never complained. When I finally wrapped up the project in June, graduation came smoothly. My father bypassed entry-level positions, intent on grooming me as his successor with challenging opportunities. At Eleanor's birthday celebration, I accompanied my parents despite past tensions between our families. We collectively pretended the failed engagement discussions between Evan and me never occurred. The crowded event found me offering polite birthday wishes to the matriarch. "Happy birthday, Grandma Eleanor," I said hesitantly, the childhood address feeling inappropriate given my current relationship with her youngest son. Alex approached in wine-red silk, 2 buttons carelessly undone, rare for his usual formality. The clothed body hid last night's passion marks we'd both acquired. Our gazes locked briefly, his lips quirking in barely suppressed amusement. Maintaining public decorum, I addressed him formally, "Uncle." Privately, I'd used his given name for months. This title only resurfaced during intimate moments, making its current usage feel like covert flirtation. He nodded stoically. "Lily, the hypocrite." Despite the festive atmosphere, I sensed tension within the Collins clan. Texting Alex revealed frowny face Evan tried bringing his girlfriend. Got chewed out. Translation: Evan's parents disapproved of Emily, banning her from tonight's gathering. Mr. and Mrs. Collins Sr. regarded me with regretful courtesy during our exchange, which I navigated with practiced grace. Alex lingered nearby, possibly intentionally. "Alex," the birthday matriarch interjected, "you're not getting younger. None of these fine ladies catch your eye?" Her gesture encompassed numerous society-bred debutantes, surprisingly resistant to his usual aversion towards matchmaking. Alex chuckled. Mother, I'm already seeing someone. Seriously? Evan materialized. Ever the gossip. Uncle's got a missus. Who is she? Do I know her? I shot Alex a warning glance, addressing his nephew and curious siblings. He deflected, worry about your own situation first. Evan sulked as his father urged, if you're dating, bring her home. Alex calmly revealed, she's here tonight. Colin's family head swiveled, scanning the ballroom. My pulse quickened, uncertain of his game. Which lady is she? Mrs. Collins pressed, reassessing every eligible attendee. Alex shrugged. She's young. Marriage can wait. His gaze briefly met mine before adding, we've got time. The unspoken declaration hung between us. His family none the wiser to their youngest son's scandalous entanglement with the Brooks heiress they'd nearly made their daughter-in-law. Uncle, you can't possibly be dating someone younger than me, right? Evan teased half-jokingly. Alex remained silent. Seriously? Younger than me? Evan looked incredulous. Henry finally spoke up. Alex. That girl, is she at least legal? Of course. Alex shot his father an exasperated look. What kind of person do you take me for? News of Alex's relationship spread like wildfire that night. Thanks to Evan's big mouth. The clues were clear. She'd attended tonight's event and was younger than Evan. Speculations ran rampant. Yet no one guessed it was me. Evan even tried gossiping with me. Lily, have you noticed my uncle getting close with anyone? I hesitated before shaking my head. I don't really know your uncle that well. Makes sense. Evan easily accepted this. You only see him a few times a year anyway. He changed subjects. Emily and I are planning a graduation trip. Want to join? Feels like we haven't traveled together since high school graduation. I gave him a measured look while maintaining politeness. Thanks. But I'm swamped with work. Really? Emily specifically asked me to invite you. I bit back my retort. Not interested. Some things weren't worth my time. Returning home that night, I found Alex leaning against the balcony in that burgundy shirt, swirling red wine as I entered. The sight was dangerously attractive. Waiting up for me? I crossed my arms, amused. You left after me but arrived first. He grinned unapologetically. Took a shortcut. The wine on his breath mingled with mine as he approached. You kept stealing glances tonight. Like the color on me? So he'd noticed. Can't I look? His laugh rumbled low. Wore it just for you. I sipped from his glass, recognizing the vintage. Rating my wine collection again? Come pick whatever you want from my cellar tomorrow. He promised, draining the last drop before capturing my lips in a kiss flavored with Cabernet and summer breeze. Later, with his wine-stained shirt bearing evidence of our passion, Alex murmured against my neck. What did you and Evan talk about tonight? Still hung up on him? I pretended to push him away. Looking for a fight? In 2 years together, we'd perfected the stance arguments that always ended tangled in sheets. Can't I be jealous? He countered, hands roaming. His parents once hoped you'd be their daughter-in-law. Take it up with them then. I teased, only to gasp as he lifted me effortlessly. His eyes darkened when my thighs settled around his waist. Doesn't matter now. He breathed between kisses. They lost their shot at a daughter-in-law. His teeth grazed my earlobe, but gained a sister-in-law. I nipped his lower lip. Who said anything about marriage? Alex paused, those stormy eyes locking onto mine. What's a man to do? Lily? His thumb traced my jawline. Pushing 30 soon, if even my girl won't claim me. The way he whispered uncle against my skin felt forbidden yet irresistible. We'd been living together 6 months in his downtown Penna studio near my family's corporate offices when afternoon tea gossip reached me. Did you hear? My friend lowered her voice. Evan and Emily might break up. I stirred my Earl Grey, feigning nonchalance. Over what? Emily wanted into Collins Enterprises after graduation. When Henry refused nepotism and she failed the interviews, Evan got her into the Harrison Group instead. Sounds reasonable. Until she started demanding marriage and a socialite lifestyle. My friend leaned closer. Word is the Collins patriarch decreed no weddings until Alex marries first. My teaspoon clinked against porcelain. Why drag Alex into this? Guess you're everyone's relationship benchmark now. Her knowing smile made me abruptly remember Alex's hands under my skirt this morning. The man truly was trouble. Of course. That's just an excuse. On the surface. He claims he'll marry after the elders do. But weren't his parents quite enthusiastic about arranging your engagement back then? Probably just dragging his feet. If he truly wanted to marry, who could stop him? I chuckled dryly. My friend gave me a thumbs up. Exactly. If he were serious, he'd move heaven and earth. But the real question is, would a man willing to sever family ties for love, and a girl spoiled by her boyfriend's extravagance, actually give up becoming a socialite? Older folks always see deeper. But Lily, have you really moved on from Evan? My friend rested her chin on her palm. Aside from questionable taste in women, he's quite the catch. Many still envy his girlfriend. I smiled. We were just close friends. That evening, Alex and I lounged on the couch watching a palace intrigue drama, the kind that hypnotizes anyone within earshot. My legs draped over his lap as I absently played with his fingers. His phone rang, meeting my gaze. He answered on speaker. Uncle, I need your help. Evan's voice crackled through. I paused the TV. With what? Alex countered. My parents are giving me the silent treatment. Acting like I don't exist. Should I adopt you then? Want me to play daddy? Evan audibly choked. Uncle. Dad says I can't marry until you do. Marriage pressure redirected. Alex's lips quirked as he watched me. Are you certain she's the one? Fine. I'll discuss it with your aunt. Hanging up. Alex kept staring, amusement dancing in his eyes. He suddenly squeezed my ankle. Well, Auntie? Your thoughts? I restarted the drama, kicking his hand away. Is this your idea of a proposal? Where's the romance? Alex chuckled, disappearing into our bedroom amidst dramatic court whispers. He returned carrying my steaming foot soap tub. Kneeling, he guided my feet into the perfect warmth. From nowhere, he produced a ring box. Lily, he murmured, still on one knee. Will you let me become your husband? The velvet cradle held a dazzling blue diamond solitaire. Later, he'd admit the foot soak was strategic, anchoring you to the spot. That schemer. I said yes. But breaking the news posed new challenges. How do I tell my parents I'm marrying my former almost fiancé's uncle? How does Alex inform his family he's wedding their once chosen daughter-in-law? The generational math didn't compute. Before we could solve it, midnight brought a jarring ring. Blindly grabbing the phone, I mumbled hello? Lily Brooks. Why can't you disappear? Emily's shriek pierced my ear. You have everything. Why sabotage my relationship? Still hoping to snatch Evan if we break up? You home-wrecking, Evan's distant Emmy. Give that back! Preceded scuffling. When he came on, apologetic, Alex stirred behind me. Who's calling so late? His sleep-roughened voice rumbled. Dead silence through the receiver. Lily? You're with someone? Alex nuzzled my shoulder blade, unrecognized by his nephew. My boyfriend. I answered. Since when? Evan spluttered. Ages. I hung up, exhausted. As I settled back, Alex's arms encircled me. Fiancé. He corrected into the dark. To my surprise, Evan came to see me. We hadn't met privately in ages. At the cafe beneath my office building, He blinked upon seeing me. Haven't seen you in forever. You're turning into a real career woman. Not bad yourself. Heard you're learning the ropes from your dad now. Evan forced a bitter smile. Dad barely tolerates me these days. I let that comment hang. Alex had privately mentioned his nephew's parents had deeper issues with their son's girlfriend beyond social status. What brings you here? I asked. I owe you an apology for that night. Emily misunderstood because of me. Stole my phone to yell at you during our fight. I'm sorry. That. He definitely owed me that apology. But considering Evan would soon become my nephew, I figured elders should show grace. Don't worry about it. I shrugged. Evan hesitated before asking, that night you mentioned dating someone. Do I know them? Intimately. Who? Nate? Ryan? He grimaced. Both are terrible choices. Those persistent suitors barely warranted consideration. Neither. I said, smoothing my skirt. You'll find out soon enough. We'll do proper introductions then. Alex and I had agreed to skip the song and dance, just arrange a family dinner and let the parents hash it out themselves. Less explaining required. As we stood to leave, Evan suddenly noticed my left hand. Your ring, the diamond band glinted under K-Flight's matching set with Alex's. His actual engagement ring was too flashy for daily wear. I'm getting married. I told my future nephew. Married? You're still so young. Why rush into marriage? Evan froze, clearly understanding the gravity difference between dating and legal union. I chuckled. Weren't you recently making similar plans? His mouth opened and closed like a stranded fish. After a prolonged silence, he managed. Marriage isn't trivial. We've never even met this mystery man. How can you be sure he's reliable? Trust me. I said with absolute certainty. You'll approve wholeheartedly. Evan's hero worship for his uncle remained undimmed. After all, my parents dropped their chopsticks when I broke the news. Lily, since when were you dating? Is it someone from school? Which family's son? Mom vibrated with nervous energy. Dad turned pale. Don't tell me you're pulling a Collins family stunt. No, bringing home random men. Afterthought struck. Or women. Relax. It's someone you know. Our families are well matched. Let's have dinner and you'll see. Dad snorted. Can't wait to meet this paragon of virtue. That evening, I arrived early at the private dining club. Alex beat me there. His family yet to arrive. Did you tell them who I am? I adjusted his tie. Doesn't matter who you are, he said, though his Adam's apple bobbed conspicuously. Then why are you chugging water? Nerves? Alex glared. The hydration backfired when he excused himself before either family arrived. I stepped out to consult the sommelier about wine pairings. Rounding the corridor, I collided with Evan. Lily? He stared. What are you doing here? I shot back. Am I not allowed to be here? Of course. Evan rubbed his nose. Just seems coincidental. It wasn't. Evan volunteered. My uncle Alex said he's introducing his girlfriend's family tonight. Want to see who my future aunt might be? Join me? Before I could respond, Evan continued. About your marriage plans, even if he's great. Rushing into it isn't wise. You're young. You should, Evan. I cut him off. Meeting his gaze. What gives you the right? He blinked. As your friend? Exactly. Did I comment when you almost married that gold digger last year? My tone remained steady. You're overstepping. His definition of friendship needed recalibration. We're childhood friends. Can't I vet your boyfriend? Fine. Worry about your own tabloid scandals first. I turned to leave when Evan grabbed my wrist. Lily, Evan. A deeper voice interrupted. Alex's gaze locked on our connected hands. Release your aunt. The earth might have stopped spinning when Alex intertwined our fingers. Evan's pupils dilated like shaken snow globes. "Uncle, you too." Ignoring his nephew's existential crisis, Alex turned to me. "They're arriving soon." After menu adjustments with staff, we returned to find both families already seated in glacial silence. Later I'd learned they'd coincidentally met at the entrance, exchanged pleasantries for 10 awkward minutes, then realized they'd been booked in the same private dining room. Every head swiveled when we entered hand in hand. Father, mother, brother, sister-in-law. Alex nodded to his family before addressing mine. "Mr. and Mrs. Brooks. Good evening." The room collectively inhaled. He'd switched from addressing my parents as brother/sister-in-law to formal titles, effectively demoting himself while elevating me. I followed suit, transforming his parents into Uncle Henry and Aunt Eleanor. "We've been dating 2.5 years," Alex announced just as Evan re-entered. The air turned viscous. Evan stared at our joined hands before slumping into a chair. Uncharacteristically mute. Shockwaves rippled through the room. 2.5 years? Under their noses? Alex's sister-in-law recovered first. "You should have told us. We've watched Lily grow up, we'd never object." My parents' social instincts rebooted. "Alex, why are you standing? Sit." These were people who'd navigated boardroom coups and charity galas. Any initial reservations about their childhood friend becoming son-in-law soon dissolved over Peking duck. Only Evan remained storm-cloud silent. Later, helping my parents into their car, I returned to find Alex and Evan arguing. "You pushed for me to marry," Alex's voice carried. "Why the tantrum now?" Evan looked furious. "You never mentioned your fiancée was Lily. You knew full well. Does it matter who?" "Knew what?" Alex chuckled lightly. "If you're struggling to adjust to the girl you grew up with suddenly becoming your aunt, I suggest you start getting used to it now." "Alex," I called out. Both men turned. Alex strode over, slipping his arm around me. "Did your parents leave?" "They did." "What were you arguing about with Evan?" "Nothing important. He's just adjusting to having you as family." Though that evening was merely an introduction to families. Wedding preparations soon followed. News spread through mutual acquaintances. Our shared social circle, modest but interconnected, found itself rearranged as we attended each other's gatherings. Many were stunned. A close friend discreetly gave me a thumbs up. "Lily, you actually landed the Collins family's golden bachelor? Legendary. If anything, he'd been the one pursuing me. This is perfect." People kept whispering you were hung up on Evan, even that girlfriend of his believed it. "Now you're literally his aunt. He'll have to call you Mrs. Collins at family dinners." She vibrated with glee, rattling off Alex's credentials: Ivy League pedigree, 0 tabloid scandals, boardroom prowess making him the ultimate catch among Manhattan's elite. True. All these trust fund heirs qualified as eligible, but Alex stood apart even among them. Post-engagement, my interactions with the Collins clan increased. Alex's sister-in-law sometimes regarded me with unspoken melancholy, though it never hindered our rapport. The Brooks-Collins alliance pleased both families. What my parents had hoped for with Evan now flourished beyond expectations through his uncle. My parents basked in satisfaction, admiring the parade of luxury gifts Alex delivered personally. "Should have realized sooner," my father mused, examining rare whiskey. "All those holiday presents from the Collins family? That boy's been courting you for years." The Collins estate buzzed with dual preparations. Our wedding arrangements overlapped with another drama. Emily's family stormed the mansion during our visit, brandishing pregnancy test results. "How?" Evan palmed his face as documents circulated. Emily wept prettily before his parents. "I love Evan. Please let us marry." Her mother sobbed theatrically while father and brother postured. "Your son ruined our girl. Either wed them before she shows." or we'll plaster the scandal across every media outlet. Their designer-clad aggression contrasted with middle-class origins. Emily's 3-year relationship with Evan had clearly funded new wealth. The Collinses maintained icy decorum. Evan's mother turned to him. "You're 30 years old. Handle this." Under collective scrutiny, Evan remained mute until his father barked. "We didn't raise cowards. Clean up your mess." I don't," Evan stammered. Emily's father lunged. "You promised marriage." Without blinking, Evan's mother summoned their private medical team. The Parkers erupted. "Don't you trust us?" "Mrs. Collins stated calmly. "Mr. Parker, your daughter and my son have been dating for years. I certainly believe if she's pregnant, the child must be Evan's. But since you're bringing this prenatal report to our doorstep, regardless of future decisions about the pregnancy, shouldn't we first verify the baby's health? It's a simple check. The pregnancy is your daughter's choice to continue. But if the child is confirmed as ours, we'll naturally take responsibility." Emily's face flushed with humiliation. "Aunt Collins, even if you dislike me, how could you insult me like this when the baby is Evan's?" Her mother abruptly stood, pulling her daughter's arm. "Look what kind of people you're dealing with. We might not be as wealthy, but we can raise this child ourselves without begging." The Collins family didn't stop them from leaving. Minutes later, Mrs. Collins filed a complaint with the gated community's security. The scheduled physician still arrived to check on Henry and Eleanor, ensuring the elderly couple hadn't been distressed by their grandson's drama. "Lily," Mrs. Collins said to me, "Alex will take you home now." In the car, I asked Alex, "Will Evan have a shotgun wedding?" He paused at a red light. "No." "How do you know?" Alex turned with an amused smirk. "If he wanted marriage, they wouldn't need to ambush us with test results. This isn't just about pressuring my brother's family." I clicked my tongue. "Your nephew's being a real piece of work. 3 years should warrant proper commitment." Alex corrected. "Our nephew." But Evan kept talking about marriage before. Did he fall out of love? Alex shrugged. "Who knows what goes through that boy's mind?" While we designed wedding attire, updates about Evan's situation emerged. Emily flooded social media with pregnancy updates, strategically building public pressure for marriage. But this drama had no innocent parties. The pregnancy was fabricated using her brother's girlfriend's medical records. Emily's brother had developed gambling debts from mingling with Evan's circle, needing a wealthy cash cow. The Collins parents knew this toxic dynamic but let their son face consequences. At my 23rd birthday gala doubling as engagement announcement, Alex arrived resplendent in a modern tailored suit with a custom silk magnolia boutonniere, perfectly complementing my embroidered cheapao. Guests praised my parents for raising such an accomplished daughter. Across the ballroom, Alex's gaze held quiet pride whenever our eyes met. Evan haunted a corner, freshly single and listless. The peace shattered when Emily crashed the event. Security and Evan escorted her to a side parlor where we heard desperate pleas. "Evan, I'll do anything. I'll never lie again." My arrival triggered her outburst. "Lillian, why are you seducing Evan when you're marrying his uncle?" Evan frowned. "Emily, stop this madness. Our issues have nothing to do with Lily." "Nothing?" Emily's tears vanished into venom. "How many times did you mention her during our relationship? Everyone said you two were childhood sweethearts meant to be. You proposed to me while pining for her." Evan massaged his temples. "I paid your brother's debts and gave you severance. Let's end this cleanly." "I don't want money." Emily dissolved into sobs. "Please, Evan." Alex and I observed coldly until Evan returned post-drama. "Lily, I'm sorry she ruined your night. Please disregard her nonsense. Your carelessness caused this." I stated. "Making promises without commitment. Failing to reassure your partner, these are your failures to own." The chandelier light caught Alex's approving nod as waiters replaced overturned champagne flutes. The party's rhythm restoring around us. Back when you first started dating, you used to chat with me all the time. Didn't you notice I was already keeping my distance then? After all these years, I still harbored some resentment. Her later hostility toward me wasn't without your influence. After a pause, I added, but you can still come to me with any issues. As your family elder, it's only right that your Uncle Alex and I help you. Evan fell silent. The year I turned 24. Alex and I married. Our meticulously planned wedding was grand and dazzling. My bridal bouquet landed in my best friend's hands, who cheekily asked if its blessing extended to financial fortune. When I revealed the hidden diamond necklace within, her delighted squeal echoed through the venue as others groaned about missing their chance. That night in our bridal suite, I methodically removed layers of jewelry and washed away the day's makeup. Emerging from the bathroom, I found Alex gazing at the cityscape from our balcony. Wrapping my arms around him from behind, I murmured, "What's caught your eye?" His hands closed over mine as he chuckled. "I just answered a call from Evan for you. Care to hear what your nephew said?" The dangerous edge in his voice made me playfully tug at his robe sash. "Nothing urgent. Surely? It's our wedding night, why dwell on others?" He allowed me to lead him back inside, his dark eyes tracking my movements. When his lips brushed my temple, he whispered, "You're absolutely right," before claiming my mouth. Later, bathed in the golden glow of bedside lamps, my fingers traced the sharp line of Alex's jaw, lingering at the pulse point beneath his skin. He caught my wandering hand, pressing kisses to each fingertip before deepening his embrace. Dawn found us still entangled. Alex's sleepy murmur of "I love you" Lily met with my drowsy reciprocation before sleep claimed us. Alexander's perspective. When I was 5, my eldest brother welcomed a son while our family friends the Brooks had a daughter. My first memory of Lillian Brooks remains vivid, a pink-cheeked infant swaddled in lace. Both she and Evan clung to me throughout their childhoods, though where my nephew's antics tested my patience, Lily's vibrant curiosity charmed everyone. As responsibilities multiplied with adulthood, I watched Lily blossom into remarkable womanhood. The entire Collins clan, my parents, sister-in-law, even Evan himself, assumed she'd naturally become Evan's bride. Their shared childhood created expectations even Lily eventually embraced. The bitter pill? She'd once sought my guidance eagerly, yet gradually grew hesitant. Though I'd known her just as long, everyone saw only Evan as her destined match. When Evan called at 20, confessing feelings for another girl from college, I gave the advice that changed everything. Your understanding with Lily was never formalized. Follow your heart. His subsequent relationship announcement sent me racing back across continents. The night of our wedding, Evan's drunken call came as no surprise. "Lily," his slurred voice pleaded, "what if we'd gotten engaged at 18? Intercepting the call, I stated firmly, "Evan, it's inappropriate to call your aunt so late." His resentful "I hate you, Uncle Alex" before hanging up sparked no guilt. I hadn't stolen anything, I'd simply claimed what fate offered. Lily chose me as her true first love, leaving Evan as mere childhood nostalgia. The Collins family's youngest son, Evan, had been the golden boy of Maplewood Heights since childhood. At the annual Berkshire Charity Gala, whispers rippled through the ballroom as Lily made her entrance in a midnight blue gown, her smile brighter than the Swarovski chandeliers. "Evan's been staring at Lily all night." Ryan chuckled, adjusting his cufflinks near the champagne tower. "Remember when he challenged that frat guy to a regatta race sophomore year just because she mentioned liking sailors?" Across the room, Eleanor observed the interaction through her tortoiseshell glasses, her arthritis-knotted fingers tightening around her pearl-handled cane. "Henry," she addressed her husband without turning, "did you approve Alex's proposal to expand the Collins Tech campus into Brooks Enterprises' waterfront property?" The scent of gardenias grew stronger as Lily approached the grand piano where Evan stood. His thumb unconsciously brushed the healed scar along his left eyebrow, a permanent reminder of their junior year rock climbing mishap in the Catskills. "Still nervous around me, Collins?" Lily teased, her cocktail ring clinking against the crystal flute. "I thought you'd gotten over that after pulling me from Lake Placid last winter." In the shadows of the velvet drapes, Alex watched his nephew's ears turn crimson. The CEO's steel gray eyes narrowed when Nate materialized at Lily's elbow, holding 2 glasses of 2009 Dom Perignon. "Mr. Carter seems particularly invested in the Brooks-Collins merger talks," Alex remarked to his assistant, his voice colder than the ice sculptures. "Run another background check. Deeper this time." As the clock tower struck midnight, Emily's laughter echoed from the terrace where Evan's Stanford friends were betting on how long it'd take him to finally ask Lily out. The oldest Collins heir stood frozen between generations of family expectations and the girl who'd accidentally texted him a Taylor Swift lyric last Tuesday instead of her chemistry homework. Somewhere in the mansion's west wing, a vintage grandfather clock began chiming, its pendulum swinging in time with the secret rhythm of 2 racing hearts that still remembered sharing earbuds during rainy bus rides home from Phillips Academy. End.